the 1943 penny that could be worth over $1 million. A single penny made in 1943 once changed hands for more than $1 million. It looks almost like any other old cent at first glance. The story behind it goes back to a wartime mistake at the United States Mint, a mistake so small that almost no one noticed it for years. A few of these coins are still out there, hiding in jars, drawers, and forgotten collections. Stay until the end, because the simple test for spotting a real one takes only a few seconds and a magnet, and it could mean the difference between a worthless penny and a life-changing find. So why would any penny be worth that much? The answer starts with World War II. Copper was needed for the war effort, for things like shell casings and wiring. To save it, the mint made a big change in 1943 for that 1 year. Pennies were made out of steel coated in zinc instead of copper. These steel cents looked silver or gray, not the usual reddish-brown. Billions of them were made, and most are common today, worth only a little above face value. That is the first clue most people get wrong. A 1943 penny that looks silver is the normal kind. It is made of steel, and there are mountains of them. Finding one of those does not make anyone rich. The valuable version is something else entirely, and it came from a slip-up on the factory floor. Here is what happened. When the mint switched to steel, a small number of copper blanks from 1942 were left behind in the machines. These leftover copper discs got fed in by accident and stamped with the 1943 date. The result was a tiny batch of 1943 pennies made of copper, in a year when every penny was supposed to be steel. Nobody planned them, and nobody caught them at the time. Those few copper 1943 pennies became one of the most famous error coins in American history. Collectors have hunted them for decades. Across all three mints that made coins that year, only a small number of real copper examples are known to exist. Some estimates put the total at roughly 40 coins or fewer. That kind of rarity is what drives the price into the clouds. So how much are they really worth? Real copper 1943 cents have sold for huge sums at auction, often in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. The price depends on the coin's condition and which mint made it. One example, by some accounts, sold privately for more than $1 million. A penny, the lowest coin in the pocket, worth more than a nice house. That is the payoff that keeps people checking their change. This is where the magnet comes in, and it is the easiest test there is. Steel sticks to a magnet, copper does not. If a 1943 penny jumps to a magnet, it is the common steel kind, and it is not the treasure. If it does not stick at all, that is the first sign it could be the rare copper version. The test costs nothing and takes 1 second. There is a second check worth knowing. Real copper cents from that year have a reddish-brown color and weigh a little more than the steel ones. A steel cent weighs about 2 7/10 of a gram. A copper cent weighs around 3 1/10 of a gram. A cheap kitchen scale can tell them apart. Color plus weight plus the magnet test gives a strong early read. Now for the warning, because the fakes are everywhere. Since these coins are so valuable, people have tried for years to fool collectors. One trick is to take a common steel 1943 penny and coat it in copper so it looks right. But a coated steel penny still sticks to a magnet, which gives it away. Another trick is to take a 1948 penny and shave the 8 down to look like a 3. A close look at the shape of that last number often exposes the change. Because of all the fakes, no serious sale happens without expert grading. Real examples get checked by professional coin services that confirm the metal, the weight, and the strike. So passing the magnet test at home is just the start. It tells someone whether a coin is worth sending off for a real opinion. And that step is what separates a fun story from a confirmed fortune. The strangest part of all, this is how ordinary these coins look. A copper 1943 penny does not glow or sparkle. It sits quietly in a pile of change, looking like any other worn cent. People have found valuable coins in inherited jars, old piggy banks, and rolls of pennies from the bank. The next one could turn up anywhere. in the hands of someone who has no idea what they are holding. So the search is simple. Find every 1943 penny in the house, hold a magnet to each one. If it sticks, set it aside. If a single one refuses to stick and shows that reddish-brown copper color, the next move is to weigh it and then get it checked by an expert. That one coin could be the difference between spare change and $1 million. So how did such a famous mistake ever escape the mint in the first place? The answer is the chaos of wartime. The switch to steel happened fast, and the machines ran non-stop to make billions of cents. A few copper blanks from the year before were left behind in the bins that feed the presses. They got fed through with everything else and stamped with the new date. Among millions of coins flying out each day, a tiny handful of wrong ones were impossible to catch. Some of the most famous finds came from regular people, not experts. One of the best-known stories involves a teenager who reportedly found a copper 1943. Sent in his school lunch change in the 1940s, he held onto it for decades while officials doubted it was real. Long after, the coin was confirmed and later sold for around $200,000. A kid with a strange penny ended up holding a small fortune. The mints make this hunt even more interesting. In that era, coins came from 3 places, each marked differently. Coins from Philadelphia carried no letter. Those from Denver carried a D. And those from San Francisco carried an S. Copper 1943 cents are known from all 3. But the Denver version is the true unicorn. By many accounts, only a single genuine example exists, and it reportedly changed hands for more than $1 million. There is also a twin to this whole story, running in reverse. When the mint switched back to copper in 1944, a few leftover steel blanks got caught in the machines and stamped with the new date. That created rare 1944 steel cents, the mirror image of the 1943 copper era. Those reverse mistakes are also worth a small fortune, so 2 years in a row hide a hidden prize. Condition then decides just how high the price climbs. A worn, scratched real example is still worth a huge sum simply because so few exist. A clean, sharp one in near-perfect shape can bring far more. This is why every confirmed coin gets carefully graded, with experts scoring its surface and detail. The metal makes it rare. The condition sets the final number. Somewhere out there, a copper penny from a wartime accident is still waiting in a jar of forgotten coins, and the person who owns it may not even know. If this got you reaching for your change jar, subscribe for more coins that could be hiding in plain sight. Like and share so the next collector finds it too.